Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm the host, for whatever that means. I'm here with you for a little bit. I don't know how long I'm gonna be with you today. There's a few things that I wanted to touch on, that I wanted to, talk about, but not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. If this is your first time, welcome. The way the show goes, I start off, I just say hi to the people. The people customarily say hello to me. They'd say something around the area of good afternoon, Your Highness. Thank you for inviting us to share in this experience with you. We love you. That's almost always put in there. We love you. There is none above you. And then they'll say where they're from. If this is your first time, it's, real simple. I mean, you don't have to include all of that. But that's just customarily the way that the people who interact regularly do it. They get in, Your Highness, because I'm the king of talk. They get in, they love me, because I'm a lovable guy. They get in, that there's none above me. I discourage them from saying it. But they say it anyway. I discourage it, but, if you push too hard, it's all right. And they'll say where they're from. So come on in, say hello to me, and where you're checking in from. We got Robert Willis. We got Miss Pittsburgh in the house. Good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. We got my OSHA in the house. I think she's going on, y'all going on some vacation or something, and you can go on vacation because you're rich and you work from home, getting richer. That's what I'm talking about. I don't understand it. One day I might get there, but for right now, I just live vicariously through her. We got Anthony, says afternoon. Daryl, good afternoon. He says good afternoon to everyone. Tony, he says, what's up? I see Lincoln Ware exposed Dave Stinger today. Yeah, I heard Dave Stinger. My man Dave called in. You can't beat Dave Stinger. Like I know y'all never really got a chance to meet him, but he's like a really good dude. He's smart. He's funny. And again, and I say this with a completely unblemished record of staunch heterosexuality, he's a good-looking dude. So yeah, when he called in, I was like, hey, that's my man Dave. You can't beat that. Olympia, good afternoon. We got Terry in the house. All right, good afternoon, Terry. We got Sierra. Sierra says happy Friday from impending snowstorm Boston. Love the new graphic. Hey, Emanuel love the ladies. It's Women's History Month. You gotta represent for the ladies. Myosha says you look a little scary. Why I look scary? Because I'm a black man in a hoodie? What you trying to say? All that money done got to you. That's a damn shame. Terry says, hey, the little baby was found safe in Evanston. I was just looking, that must have just hit, because I was just looking at that story, and I was definitely going to, implore people to keep their eyes open. But if they found the little baby safe, good. Andrea says, good afternoon from the home office in Gulf Manor. Scott says, hey, everyone. All right. Terry says, good afternoon. Sierra wanted to know, did I hear my man Dave Stinger on the Lincoln Ware show? I did. Shahara says, hey, everybody, good afternoon and happy Friday. She's present from Bond Hill, working from home. All right. Daryl says, it's raining. Don't you have stuff to do? So you're going to stay the whole 2 hours? I mean, when you put it like that, I do have other stuff that I could be doing. Maybe we'll just do a quick 20, 30 minutes, and then I'll go do some of my other stuff. Thank you, Daryl. I hadn't even thought about it. I do have other stuff that I could be doing. I have to realign my press, my screen printing press. It's not been holding registration lately. I gotta fix that. See, that was part of what I kind of wanted to talk to Jason about, and I didn't get a chance to call him, but I got you, bro. I got you. You'll have your stuff next week. Sierra Brooks. Oh, that's my Elsha saying something to her. Terry. Hey, from E-Town. All right. Let me see. My Elsha says she just saw the breaking news and she cried. Why you crying? Here's a quick story. That was a story. I don't remember exactly what happened. Something happened to some little child standing at the bus stop or something like that. Something bad happened to a child. And there was a young lady that used to work at the radio station that I worked at. And she came in, she did Sister Speak. And she came in, after that story broke. And every time she would talk about it, she would cry. Well, she would cry eventually. Like, she would talk about what happened to the little child. It was a little girl. She would talk about what happened to the little child, and she would be just fine. Like, not like she didn't care, but like, oh, that's really sad. That's terrible. And she would, say, this happened, and, that was horrible, and why did that happen to that little baby, blah, blah, blah. And she would be fine. But then she would follow it up with, and I just keep thinking, what if that was my granddaughter? And she would start crying. And I heard her tell this story, as they were doing show prep and, people were coming in and kind of greeting each other. I heard her tell this story to at least 5 different people. At least 5. It was probably more. And every time, it was the exact same. She would tell the story, that little baby was just standing at the bus stop and whatever happened, because I really don't remember what happened, but whatever happened, and that's just so horrible for that to happen to a little baby. That's just so horrible for that to happen to a little baby. And I was just thinking, what if that was my grandbaby? And she would start crying. And after so many times, I just couldn't take it. And I was like, hey, stop thinking about it being your grandbaby. It wasn't your grandbaby. Your grandbaby is just fine. And she gave me this crazy look. And I was like, if you want to not cry about it, just don't think about it being your grandbaby, because it wasn't. Everybody said I was mean. But then she started just telling the story. And her normal, sympathy and empathy and all of that stuff came through, but she didn't take it to, if that was my grandbaby. And I was like, good. Because somebody need to see all the crying and stuff. So, but I don't understand the cry. The baby's safe. Why you crying? Crying and just, I guess because it feel good, I guess. I don't know. Logic Slayer says, hello and good afternoon, everyone. Oh, hold on. Y'all fuss at me when I don't put the little chat up there. Okay. That's Fame. Says, hello. Fame is on YouTube. And I don't know what yo, you too hip for me. I'm a square. You too hip for me. I don't even know what that means. This is Fame on YouTube in Grows Busy. See, you too hip for me. I don't. TC says, hey everyone. They love the background. It's Women's History Month. Man, you love the ladies. Vincent, good afternoon. And all the other experimental specimens. Oh my goodness. He says he's watching from work in Evendale. Andrew says no sound, nor E-Man. I'm not sure what that means. I think they can hear me. Terry says Dave seems nice. He is. He's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy. Maria says good afternoon. Shahara says, what does Dave Stinger look like? Describe him since we've never met him. I'm not good at describing people. I know, gay dudes is really good at describing people. I'm not good at describing people. Y'all thinking, where did that come from? That comes from the Bed Intruder song. He's climbing in your window, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them, so you need to hide your kid, hide your wife, hide your kid, hide your wife, and hide your husband, because they raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess. We're looking for you. We gonna find you. We gonna find you so you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that. Homeboy, homeboy. That song. And then there was another portion that didn't get as widely circulated, where dude was like, he described him. He was described how tall he was and how slim he was, the shape of his face, his coffee complexion, and there's something. And I was like, what the hell? I would have just said he was a short, brown-skinned black dude. But this dude had a hell of a description. I was like, gay people really be, they're flowery with their words and very descriptive and stuff. So if you ask me to describe Dave Stinger, he's kind of a short brown-skinned dude. That's all I got for you. He got, 2 eyes, a nose, mouth, some teeth in there, ears, face, a neck, shoulders. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I can't describe him. I don't know how to do that. Let's see. Some people looking for attention. We're not giving it to them today. We got Daryl says not even 5 minutes in and he's starting already. What? Oh, that was Myosha. Starting what? Okay. Regina says good afternoon. Good afternoon, Regina. LaDonna. Good afternoon. Scott wants to know, is that a neck hoodie? It's just a regular hoodie. It is not a turtleneck attached to a hoodie. I'm asking where he got that from. Miss Pittsburgh says it's very good news, and she's happy that they found the baby. Now everybody need to go to jail, including the babysitter. I watched the story on that, and it was something weird about it. You took the baby and the babysitter's car, and the mama, when I watched her, different people respond different ways. I understand that, so I'm not. But the mama didn't really seem all that worried. She didn't really seem all that worried on the news. Not that she wasn't, because again, different people respond different ways. But I was like, you don't look all that concerned to me. And I think she spent way too much time talking about the baby's physical features. Like, he's cute. He's a little brown skin. He got dimples. I'm like, what? We got a picture of the baby. You don't have to focus on that. That's what you're going to focus on? Is his physical appearance, the fact that he's a handsome kid. Even if he was an ugly little duckling, I'd be like, find a little ugly baby. Ugly babies need love too. I don't understand sometimes people I think sometimes, but it's just for me, I wouldn't have been focused on the physical appearance. If something happened to that little baby, I would be like, find my granddaughter. So-and-so took her, and find her. This is where she be hanging out. This is what I know about her, blah, blah, blah. I wouldn't be like, oh, she's a little light-skinned girl. And she's so cute. She's just so cute. And her eyes are, and when that wouldn't be my focus, but that's just me. I look scary because I look scruffy. Oh, wow. TC says she can't believe the sun is out. That's what happens when I come on the air. The sun comes out because Jesus loves me. LaDonna says no. Who is this? Fame says 72 degrees Monday and in the 40s the rest of the week, including possible snow on Friday. Weird weather, or there's a machine being put in play. Daryl says, you read that? I read something else wrong. I'm sorry, Daryl. I be reading your stuff wrong, apparently. I apologize. If I don't remember, I don't even know what you're talking about. But if I read it wrong, I'm sorry. We got Brenda says hi from Fairfield. Let me see. David says good afternoon. Hello, baby. Afternoon experiment fam. Crystal. Hi, Crystal. Good afternoon, Emanuel, and everyone checking in from Forest Park. She at work. Got Pamela Kinney in the house. Good afternoon. Checking in from rainy North Avondale. Where the rich people dwell. Let's see. I need to hurry up and get through. I'm mean. I'm not mean. Terry says, oh, she was acting. She wasn't acting. She was for real. That was how she felt. TC and the Oscar goes to, that was just how she felt. It just, for whatever reason, it kept, when she would think about her own grandchild, it would bring up those feelings. So why bring it up? Right, Sierra. It's not mean. She was unnecessarily centering herself in the narrative, causing herself unnecessary additional emotional stress. Exactly. Deborah says, hello, everybody. Black Russian says, good afternoon from Bond Hill. Tony says, he just looks like E-Man. I'm not sure how to take that. Somebody say, you look scary. Nah, that's just how he looked. I don't know if that was a, chick, relax. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Or if that was, yeah, he's Emanuel. He normally look like scary dude. I'm not sure. Somebody want to know, where the heck is Groesbeck? What is that by? I don't think I've ever been to that neighborhood. Groesbeck is, I would say by Coleraine. It's by Coleraine. Tria says, good afternoon. Daryl says, Dave Stinger looks just like E-Man. Straight spitting image. I don't see that. Sierra says, is this a yoga class? Because that was a stretch. What was a stretch? I don't know what you're talking about. TC say he must be ugly. Do he ride a scooter? That sounds real similar to you. Isn't that something? People have said that we look somewhat alike. I don't see it. Dave Stinger got a neck and shoulders. I'm shocked. I'm just saying, if you ask me to describe somebody, I don't really know how to describe people. LaDonna says, I'm glad he's safe. I'm glad he's safe too. Quintano. Hey, what's up, Quintano? TC says, no babies are ugly. That's a lie. I done seen some ugly babies. So it's just the truth. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And I'm sure some of the babies that I saw that I was like, that's an ugly baby. Other people was like, oh, that's such a beautiful baby. They felt that way. But it's ugly babies. Ugly babies exist. I hate when people say ugly babies don't exist. You have to figure if ugly people exist, which they do, ugly babies exist. Ugly babies sometimes grow up into ugly people. Sometimes pretty babies grow up into ugly people. But sometimes, it's just the natural order of things. There's nothing wrong with that. That's a shame, E-Man. I don't know what's a shame. Let me see. Who is this? Daryl says, I checked out that Murders, a Southern scandal on Netflix after that verdict came in yesterday. The family was murdering people in that small town and getting away with it. White privilege definitely played a part. Yes, it does. People will tell you that it doesn't, but it does. Benita, hello from Roseline. We got Karen, good afternoon from downtown. the GHS. Good afternoon, King of Talk, and YouTube and Facebook from Hamilton. Hamilton. All right, you can't beat that. We got Ross says good afternoon from over by, I'm not saying that name. I'm not saying that. I ain't trying to trigger nobody. I'm just not trying to trigger nobody. Why I get the rich people comment because I live in North Avondale. I'm broke. It is a not too rich part of North Avondale as well. So, okay. Okay, you can be poor. Pamela with her poor ass living over there at North Avondale. Let's see. Kelly says good afternoon. Kelly says good afternoon. David says, can't wait to see Dave Stinger drinking at Lincoln's celebration and E-Man driving him home on Facebook Live. I'm not going to that. Look, Lincoln, and they can say all they want to say. Just like when they fired me, they told people, some people there told people, I didn't get fired, I quit. They were legit telling people that. I had a number of people, so-called high-profile people in city government and stuff like that. And when they would meet me, they would be like, when they would run into me, not when they would meet me, when they would run into me, they would be like, oh, we heard that you quit. And I'll be like, who told you that? Oh, so-and-so from the radio station said that you quit. And I'll be like, I didn't quit. Well, why would he say that? I'm like, because maybe they're ashamed because they know that they did the wrong thing and they don't want to own up to what they did. But no, they fired me because I wouldn't take the vaccine. Like, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah, why would I lie about that? Well, they said you quit. Like, we asked about it and he told us that you quit. I'm like, why would they be telling people that? I say all that to say, I'm telling you, I'm not allowed at the event. I'm not vaccinated. And that's the end of that. I'll keep saying it because it's the truth. So you will not see me. You might see Dave Stinger up there, but you will not see Emanuel Livingston. Now, I was trying to come up with a thing with Lincoln. I was going to make a deal. I knew they was going to put me out, but I was just trying to get Lincoln to, I really want to save Lincoln Ware. So I wanted him to not drink. I'd have came and let him put me out if it would have meant he wasn't going to be drinking. Kelly says, nice backdrop. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. How is the picture? Not the backdrop. The backdrop is gonna look decent. How is how do I look picture wise? Like, I'm mad at y'all, sorta, because I go on from time to time and I look and I'm like, I look fuzzy. I look orange. I look all washed out. And nobody be like, Emanuel, you look fuzzy and orange and washed out. So how is the picture itself? Is it decent quality? Not how do I look? Because I'm sure somebody out there like, you ugly just like some of them babies. Everybody got a right to their opinion. I'm not asking that. Just asking how is the picture quality? Let me see. Somebody talking about hearing. Yes, yesterday when Jimmy the vet called. Oh, you cried? Brenda cried? You cried yesterday when Jimmy the vet. What is wrong with y'all? Why did you cry? What was the point of crying for that? What? Y'all just be crying because y'all want something to cry about. Oh, Jimmy the vet called. Why? Oh my goodness. Oh, I don't know why that frustrates me so. But okay. But no, I heard Jimmy calling. That was good. Jimmy the vet. I like Jimmy the vet. He sounded better to me in Florida than he sounded up here. So maybe, he living with his daughter or something, and, maybe she not letting him smoke crack or whatever, which is a good thing. So, yeah, He definitely sounded better than he did when he was up here, and I appreciate it. I'm glad that he sounded better. I didn't cry, but I was happy that he called in and that he sounds better. Let's see. We got Quintanos. Ugly babies absolutely exist. Yes. Kelly talking about it's mean. It's not mean. It's just real. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. Since Dave Stinger has more of a neck than what? I didn't say he got a neck. He got shoulders. Does that mean he often wears a turtleneck? I've never seen him in a turtleneck, but that don't mean he don't wear them. I don't see him every day. Calling babies ugly. I'm just telling the truth. Now y'all gonna act like ain't no ugly babies out there. Valerie says, great day. Great people. We got... Let me see. At least support Dave Stinger with a ride home. We heard Dave was attending the roast. I don't know. Did they tell you you're not allowed at the event? Okay, I cannot tell a lie. That was not specifically said in those words. But I'll say, I've been, how do I say it? It's been made clear to me in no uncertain terms that I'm not welcome at their events if I'm not vaccinated. That's the best way to say it. You know how people won't, because people are real good at doing stuff and saying stuff in a way to say, well, I didn't say that. But if you let a person know, if you're not vaccinated, unvaccinated people are not welcome at our events, at our station events. If you let a person know that, say, well, but we never specifically told Emanuel that he couldn't come to the event. Okay, you can kind of get away with that. So, I'm just saying. TC say you scared? Say you scared. What would I be scared of? What would I be scared of? Oh Lord, picture is good. Crystal says it's blurry. TC says you look all right. LaDonna gives it a thumbs up. It just looks like Papa Smurf. You look like a miniature carjacker. It's clear. You look like you down with OPP. I am not down with OPP. I am not down with OPP. Black Russian say you looking fuzzy. I feel like it might be. Hold on. I gotta buy me a new monitor as well. My monitor, one of my monitors is going out. So I have to buy me a new monitor. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can do this. That should clear it up. That should clear up any fuzziness, but I can't say with 100% certainty that it did. Miss Pittsburgh says it's a little fuzzy and the comments are blurry. Okay, if the comments are blurry, then that's not on me. That's not on me, because that's got nothing to do with my camera. So that might be it. David says, you look cold. Is the heat on? Well, it is a little chilly down here because y'all know I moved to the basement some months ago. So it is a little chilly down here in the basement. And apparently this window here was open. So the floor over here is good and wet. I'm going to have to work on that. That's my fault for leaving that window open. Angela Kinney, salutations. You missed the post where we said we are pre and post menopausal. Ain't everybody female wise? Either you're premenopausal or you're postmenopausal. I mean, is there I'm menopausal? You know what I'm saying? You hit menopause and then after you hit menopause, you're what? Postmenopausal, right? Or right before that, you're premenopausal, right? Unless I don't understand what pre and post means. That sounds like just an excuse. Terry says, dang, I miss Jimmy. Did he sing his hit remix? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. They didn't give him the music. I would have gave him the music to sing too. They didn't give him the music. But yeah, he did. He sang it. Tria wants to know, will you tell me why that frustrates you? Please, why people just crying? Just crying? Why does that frustrate me? Because it's not necessary. It's just unnecessary. There was some other stuff I was thinking about saying, but it's not necessary. Look, I'm not telling you can't cry, but that don't mean it ain't gonna, don't, just like you're not telling me not to be frustrated. You can cry if you want to cry. You can cry if you want to cry. Cry about anything you want to cry about. I went to get a glass of milk and all the milk was good. Oh, if you want to cry about that, go ahead and cry about it. But that would frustrate me. That would frustrate me. I'm glad Mrs. Livingston is not a crier because, oh my goodness, I would be so, I couldn't take it. I dated a crier once. Because you don't know what's real. Not that it ain't real, but what's significant and what's not significant if everything is a crying incident. I put my food in the microwave and it didn't warm it up fast enough. Why you crying? Bitch, put it back in the microwave. Give it some more time. What you crying for? And just crying just for the sake of crying. Then when it's something serious, I'm looking at you. I don't even want to ask. Thinking, what's she crying about now? It's always something stupid. Always something stupid. I don't even want to ask now. But she cries, so I gotta ask what's wrong. And it's gonna be something stupid. And I'm gonna be like, and now I gotta fake care about something stupid because you crying. Because my rule is simple. If I love you and I care about you, I care about what you care about. I don't want to see you hurt. I don't want to see you, in emotional pain or anything like that. So if you crying and you upset, damn it, I'm upset. We upset. But if I'm with you and you just crying and we upset about just dumb stuff, what we upset about today? So yeah, it's just frustrating. Say them tears for when it's necessary. Somebody died, that's some stuff to cry about. Or, there are such things as tears of joy as well, but it should be, something like really joyful. But that's why it's frustrating. At least that's why it was frustrating for me in that particular instance. But just in general, the tears should mean something. They should mean something. Don't just be crying just cause. It's irritating. It's frustrating. Tony said it was good to hear old Jimmy the vet. Daryl say Jimmy was a crackhead. Well, he would tell you he wasn't addicted to crack. It was just a habit. But a person don't get addicted to crack. They just do it because it's a habit. So, yeah. And no, that wasn't a crack diss. The man admittedly had a crack habit. He had a drug habit. And if he's somewhere where now he's no longer indulging and he feels better, things are clearer, that's a good thing. So, no, that wasn't a diss. I'm happy for Jimmy. You're right. He sounded much better, and he did sing a song, and it sounds very good. It sounds better than the first one. Spencer says he smoked crack. He smoked crack, don't he? Yeah, he did. He said he does. Yeah. Let me see. What was Dave Stinger's? I didn't even know Dave Stinger when I was in the HVWA. I didn't even know Dave Stinger. Let me see. I thought he did sound better. Probably happier being looked after. That can ease an elderly person's mind. He did. He sounded better. He did. He sounded better. I heard Mrs. Livingston loves Dave Stinger. In a brotherly way, they've met. And I believe she has love for him. Yes. Brent says, good afternoon. Emanuel in the afternoon experimentalists. He's checking in from Dallas. All right. Tina is here. Tina, hey, how you doing, Tina? Shahara says, how did you get that interpretation? Because it sounds like you're welcome to come, but saying you're not welcome to get out of coming. If I just didn't want to come, see, when y'all say stuff like that, that frustrates me too. You might as well just bust out crying now, Shahara, because I'm frustrated almost the same. Look, I'm pretty much kind of say whatever I want to say type of guy. So if I was just like, if I don't want to go, I would just be like, I don't want to go. What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go. So I wouldn't go. I might not even say I don't want to go. I just wouldn't go. Why I got to lie? Why I got to lie? Yeah, they've had events. Even when I was at the radio station, I didn't feel like going. You know what I did? I didn't go. I didn't have an excuse to not go, except I don't want to go. So there's no reason for me to lie. There's no reason for me to lie. Now, I will tell you that even if they told me right now, we changed our policy and you can show up to this event, I'm not going. I have other things to do. I already have plans. But I would have broken those plans if Lincoln would have agreed to not drink on that night. But I knew he couldn't agree to not drink. But no, I got no reason to lie. And if they've changed the policy, that hasn't been made clear to me. But it was made abundantly clear to me that I was not welcome at their events. So yeah, I ain't got no reason to lie. No reason. And I ain't scared of none of y'all. I ain't scared of none of y'all. I'm not trying to trigger nobody. So that's the difference. Oh, he's scared of so-and-so. I'm not scared of so-and-so. I'm just not trying to trigger nobody unnecessarily. Tina says, what drama is going on now? There's no drama. There's no drama. None. Not on my behalf. Hold on. Something's wrong with y'all. If you don't have a neck, can you still wear a necklace? Yes. I saw a photo of a guy who didn't have a neck, and I could see where he could still put a necklace on, but he did not have a neck. Y'all seen the photo, that dude, the mug shot, where the dude ain't got no neck, but he could still wear a necklace. Let's see. Dwayne says, good afternoon, everyone, from Mount Airy. Is your old job racist? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I keep stopping because I want to say I don't think so. But I mean, I look back on some stuff that's happened and some stuff that happened there that I had to speak up about. There were definitely some actions and things that happened that I was like, no, that's showing some racial bias within the company. So I don't know. I guess some things happened that I thought was racial bias. I spoke up about it. And, you know, look, I did enough there for there to be enough people there to not want me there. There wasn't nobody going to stick their neck out for me to be like, hey, you can't necessarily let him go. Except for certain people did. But there were enough people there who was like, probably like, we glad to see that he ain't gone. Now we can do whatever we want to do. But would I say they're racist? I would just say some stuff happened previously under other managers or general managers or whatever that was racist, and I spoke out about it. Because that's what I do. It's cold outside with the rain. Driving in it was a mess because people can't drive in rain. People can't drive in rain. Can I do the Lincoln voice? I don't do a Lincoln voice. TC says men go through it too. Men go through what? Not a single one of y'all women would put up with a man just crying about stuff. Not a single one of y'all would. Like, the first few times, y'all be like, oh, that's so sweet. Like, if somebody said, yo man, your husband, your male mate, they found that little baby, and he started crying. I'm so glad they found that baby. I'm so glad. Y'all would be like, wow, he was really emotionally invested in that. It would catch y'all completely off guard. And that's reasonable. But then, you know, if he came home from work, then the next day, like, baby, how was your day? He was, just start telling you, like, it was a rough day today. Me and one of my coworkers, we got into it. And just, why did he always got to say something to me? Y'all would be like, what is wrong with him? Is there something going on? Do he need some help or something? After about 3, maybe 4 times, because that's all it would take, y'all would be like, we need to talk. Because this ain't working out. That's just the truth. Y'all know it. So men go through it too. Stop it. It's not true. LaDonna says, I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am anymore. Emotional all the time. That's just saying, it's irritating. Rhonda says the picture looks clear to her. Thank you. The color and everything is okay. Cause I'd be really orange. I'd be like, why would they let me be on here being all orange? It's my hormones. I can't control it. You can control it. That sounds like an excuse that we're here on Snapped. That's some bull. You can control it. If you can't control it, you need some therapy. But it's hormones. F some hormones. You can control it. Let me see. I bet you cried when you got blamed for leaving the refrigerator door open. I did not. I didn't cry till I was actively getting whooped. Yeah, I cried. It hurt. I was active up until the end. No, I didn't cry. I've never really been one to want to give somebody the satisfaction, including my parents. I'm not gonna let y'all know y'all got me shook. Diane says, I'm an emotional person. Okay. Tria talking about that former. I bet she thought you were horribly insensitive. She did. It didn't last very long because I can't deal with no crying ass woman. Look, if your mom passed away, I understand. You cry for as long as you want to cry, as many times as you want to cry. If you cry for the next 4 years when you think about your mama, cool. No problem. Because your mama died. I understand that. There's certain other things, like she got into a car accident once and she was like super frazzled and scared. Like she hit a car and the car kind of tipped over. It didn't roll, but I don't know if you ever seen an accident. The car was coming around the corner and she kind of hit it towards the back end and it kind of skidded out and turned over on its side. And it was a baby in the car. Nobody was hurt. Show up to the accident scene. Because, of course, I got the call. I was just in an accident. Where you at? All right, I'm on my way. Show up there, and she crying. That's understandable. Scared, nervous, a little baby, all of that stuff is understandable. Some of the other stuff, not so much. So, yeah, I was insensitive in her opinion. But she was crying over some stupid stuff. Let me see. LaDonna says, be right back at the store. Tria says, a bee can't cry unless there's a good reason. Yeah. Yes. If you just sitting around crying, this happened. We in the bed, wake up in the morning. It's a nice, beautiful morning. Had a great evening. Just laying there. I roll over. She just crying. And I'm, me, like, are you unhappy? Like, am I making you unhappy? Because I don't want to be here if I'm making you unhappy. I don't know what you're crying for. No, I'm very happy. Like, you don't look all that happy. No, I'm very happy. Did you have a bad dream? What? No, sometimes I just cry. What? Sometimes you just cry. I come walking into the living room one day, she's sitting on the couch just crying. What's wrong? What happened? You get some bad news? No. Are you not happy? Is it me? What? No, sometimes I just cry. What is that? Sometimes I just cry. What is that? What are you sad about? I'm not sad. Then why are you crying? It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. So, yeah, no, it didn't last long. I think it lasted about 6 months. I was trying. But the crying thing didn't pop up initially. The crying thing popped up probably about 3 months in. Sometimes I just cry. What? Let's see. I thought the drug habit was some years ago. Okay. Yeah, he was hanging around them white boys tripping. He said it. Let's see. E, if Mrs. Livingston knows Dave, I advise you to get a DNA test on the kids, bro. Huh? We don't have any children together. She doesn't have any children. So what kids am I getting a DNA test on? Anthony? Don't we just snatch up somebody's kid and get a DNA test? That doesn't sound reasonable. Shahara says, I'm not saying you lying. I was just asking a question. But it was a question that was insinuating that I was lying. The question insinuated that I was lying. Why would he not drink at his own party, though? Why does he want me to drink at his party? If you let's trade. Plus, this is an honest question for those of you who are drinkers. Do you have to drink to have a good time? You're telling me you can't have a good time without drinking? It's your birthday. At your party that somebody is giving you, you getting free stuff, you got the band you like, you surrounded by people you care about or love, you are being celebrated, but in order to have a good time, you have to drink alcohol. So I'm asking, do you have to drink alcohol to have a good time? Because if you do, it sounds like you got a problem. But I don't know, because I don't drink. So I don't know if that means you have a problem, if that's just the norm. Like, if I ain't drinking, I ain't having a good time. But you put me in a situation that's a great situation for me. I done set it up. I can have a good time and not even drink no alcohol. So if you say, why would he not drink at his own party, though? To be fully aware and enjoy everything going on at his own party. That seems to me, but I don't drink. And I'm not judging. I'm asking for understanding. I think as a society, we rely too much on different outside things to drugs, basically. We rely too much on drugs as a stimulant for us to be able to say we had a good time. Then we wonder, like, why are people ODing on fentanyl? Well, they had to drink to have a good time, or they had to smoke to have a good time. They got to shoot up to have a good time. Everybody got to do something to have a good time, as opposed to just having a good time. Rhonda says, I'm glad you're back. I was wondering. I didn't get the shot. I'm not getting the shot. Yeah, me either. Mayo says, I'm scared of her. I'm not scared of none of y'all. You scared you won't make it safely in traffic. I'm worried. Scared is a little too strong. My head is on the swivel every time I stop at a light now. Because, somebody like actively threatens to murder you and says it like with all the confidence in the world. And then even goes on to kind of tell you how they're going to do it. Like, I'm not going to do it. I got somebody who's going to do it for me. You would be like, hold on, this person might be for real. So you start checking. But that's not fear. That's just being careful. If you went, do you think they would put you out? I think they might not would let me in. Like, I would, I guess, be able to get into the casino. I haven't been to Hollywood Casino in forever. I think I went once, maybe twice. I would be able to get into the casino, but if you got the space kind of rented or locked down or whatever, then, they could be like, I'm sorry, this is a private party. You're not allowed to come in. I don't know, get out. But they would just be like, you can't come in. Kenneth says, this brother here leave a sour taste in a lot of people's mouth. Who told you that? I've heard just the opposite. Ladies be like, do you eat pineapples? I've never heard anything about a sour taste. I get asked if I eat pineapples. So where did you hear that I'm leaving a sour taste? I eat pineapples, bro. What about reverse racist? No, not reverse racist, but I did see some stuff there that I thought was racist, and I spoke up about it. And it was handled. You were program director prior to leaving. Um, Technically, no, but practically, yes. My official title was assistant program director. They did away with the title of program director. I think they did that so they could pay people less money. So they had was he an operations manager or something like that? But I think he was up in Columbus or Cleveland. I can't remember which market he moved to. So I was fully and wholly responsible for all the programming on the station. Though my title was assistant program director, there was no program director. And technically the only person that I answered to for programming related issues was the vice president of programming out of Maryland. So that's why I say technically, no, that wasn't my title. But for all practical purposes, yeah, I was the program director. Right. Talking about if the men was crying like that, yeah, they would call him soft and then they'd go cheat on him. Exactly. Hold on, let me scroll. I'm so behind on comments. Let me get caught up on comments. What y'all saying ooh for? And what's nasty? Pineapple? Yeah, pineapple. I can't explain it on the radio. But yeah, I used to get asked if I eat pineapple. He said I leave a sour taste. That's never been something that I was told. Now, if something happened to you, somebody will need the Innocence Project people. That ain't my fault. I don't run around threatening to harm people. So if something happened, maybe something happened to somebody's mama, then they'd be like, hold on, didn't he say he was gonna? And then I had to be like, I got a ironclad alibi. But in terms of causing physical harm to a person, I don't even typically threaten the other stuff if you don't start no stuff. Look, honestly, I would love it if as people, not as a people, not black people, if as people, we can move to a position of treating each other kind of respectfully. I'm not even saying like all the way respectfully, just kind of respectfully. Like, you don't have to threaten to harm people because you don't agree with them. I don't believe in that. I don't agree with you. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I question whether you can comprehend the words that are coming out of my mouth. You can ask the question, like, are you stupid or something? Because I don't really think that's an insult. I think that's more of I'm not understanding what's happening here and I need your help. Do you have an intelligence issue? So, no, I ain't stupid. Okay, because we having a hard time connecting here. Some people would say that's an insult. I don't think it is. It's a question. Open for you to say, no, that's not the case. Vincent says, this is very strange today. It's Friday. They found the baby. They found the 2-year-old. Look, I'm cool. Yeah, assistant to a position that didn't exist. Yes. And again, because, hey, program directors kind of make around this range. But if we don't have program directors, then we can pay around this range. I knew what was going on. Let's see. Brenda says you should explain. I don't know. There's nothing to explain. Ain't nobody asked you about no pineapple. No, really. Really. Yes. I've been asked about that, and I do eat pineapples. I thoroughly enjoy. I've never purchased a pineapple and cut it up, but I'll buy the cans of pineapples in pineapple juice, not in syrup. As if any of this is like healthy. But I'll buy the pineapples in the can, Dole typically, pineapples in pineapple juice, and I typically will eat one a day. Because I like pineapples. I like pineapples. And I didn't even know kind of what that meant. I didn't know that it transferred like that. And then somebody asked me, you eat pineapples? I was like, why would you ask that? Yes, I do, but why would you ask that? Where did that even come from? And then it was explained to me, and I was like, oh, I'm delicious. Let's see. Daryl says, women supposed to eat pineapple to make that taste sweeter. And apparently it goes the opposite way. The same way with men. It wouldn't be the opposite way. That org chart sounds sketchy, but explains a lot. It is. It's sketchy. They're doing things to save money. Not that they don't have money to spend, but they don't want to spend it where they need to spend it. That's just the organizational chart is really screwy. Or it can be. Can be really screwy. Good thing this chat ain't regulated by the FCC. I haven't seen anything that's out of line. Well, okay, I see a little something that's out of line. Let's see. Are you glad you left the station? Actually, yes. And it took me a while to really think about it. Like I said, when I first was fired, when it was first almost time to be fired, I was a little nervous. Not that I wouldn't, but I just, I'll be honest, I didn't want to let Mrs. Livingston down. I've said this, I don't know how many times. My father always taught me, a man goes to work. And if you can get up in the morning and go to work, you should be getting up in the morning and going to work. Now, of course, that transferred to at night, if you got a night shift job, whatever. But the bottom line, what I took from it is, as a man, you are supposed to provide for your family. And in the society that he grew up in, that meant get a job, go make some money, bring it home, pay the bills, make sure your family has everything that they need. And it's on you to make that happen. And, if she works or anything like that, what she brings in is extra. But you are supposed to be the one who provides for the family. That's what I've always felt. So when they were, talking about firing me, because I knew that it was coming a while before it was coming. And then they got to a point where they're like, well, you got to make a decision. Are you taking that vaccine or not? And if we don't hear, if it wasn't you have to take the vaccine by this time, it was you have to tell us by Friday at 5 o'clock or whatever time that you're going to take the vaccine, or that you're not going to take the vaccine. And then I guess they was going to give me a certain amount of time to go get it. And when I was leading up to that about a weekend, I was like, oh, I'm going to have to go out. I'll find another job, but it might take a minute. I got some savings, but I don't know if that, it's just I wasn't sure. And like I said, when I talked to her and she was like, look, don't worry about it. I got you. If you got to leave that job, you got to leave that job. But I believe you stand up for what you believe in. And once she said that, I was cool. Now, then once I left, not even the next day, I mean, on the way home from there, I felt peace, calm, like just, it's like I don't have, and I don't want to say it, I'm going to say it, but when I say it, it feels like I'm overselling it. So I don't want to oversell it either. But on the way home, I was thinking, I no longer have the weight of running that radio station on me. Like, I don't have to listen tonight and see if we go off the air and be ready to get up and, run down to the station and do whatever it takes to get back on air. I don't have to worry about if Lincoln calls and says I can't make it in, filling in for Lincoln and seeing if Raven can come in a little early to do that show. And then do I need to, because I don't want to get into all of that, but to running down, filling in spaces where things ain't, I was like, I don't have to worry about all of that. Like, I get to go home tonight, sit down, watch TV, lay down, go to sleep, wake up in the morning and relax. And it was just so free. It was just so free. And now that lasted for a while. But then I was like, all right, I got to get out. I got to get a job. And I had people offering me jobs at the Ohio Media Center. Is that what Ohio Media is? Whatever. The Ohio Media School. I got a call from them like, hey, you want to teach? You want to teach? I was like, I know I'm not a teacher. Like, I know I'm not a teacher. So I was like, let me get back to y'all. As it stands right now, I don't want to do anything. I've been doing that for 20 something years. I want to relax for a minute. I got myself a little cushion where I know all the bills going to be paid, everything going to be taken care of. I want to relax for a minute. I don't want to do anything. So let me get back to y'all. But no, I had people offering me things to do. And I also had some money coming in from other side things that I do. Which really all I did was just pick up on the side things that I do. And that, like I said, since I left the radio station, my income has more than doubled from what I was making at the radio station. And I just do little side stuff. So after a while, I was like, you know what? I wasn't treated right there. I wasn't treated the way that I felt like I should have been treated. And I did it just because it was what I did and I enjoyed it. Like it was I won't say a lot of stress. And again, I don't want to oversell it, but it was a lot of responsibility. And I wasn't even really getting the credit for doing all of the stuff that I was doing. Like, people noticed it and people was like, hey, thank you. We realize you do a lot. But to me, that ain't giving me credit for doing what I'm doing. Because if you realize, like one manager said to me, that station at a point, that station wouldn't exist without you. Well, if you realize that, why ain't you paying me what that's worth? So then, after a while, I was like, I'm glad I'm not there anymore. And that's why I was saying, would I go back? I would say if I went back, things would have to be so different that I can't see myself going back because I can't see that whole dynamic changing. But me stepping away meant if I ever went back, that dynamic would have to be totally different. And just my perception, that's not how they want to operate. So the short answer is yes. Yes, I'm glad I left the station. But it took me a while to get there. And then it took me a while to appreciate even being there. And, now I'm just like, cool. Now, if the question is, would I ever go back if all circumstances were right? Sure, I would. Sure. I just don't ever see those circumstances being right. Just because, but things could change. But just because of the way that I knew that it was run when I was there, I don't see the circumstances being right. But maybe they could be. And if they were, be open to it, because again, I really did enjoy much more the behind the scenes stuff than the on air stuff. Again, I was only on air because they forced me to be. And when I say forced me, they like, look, you got this job, but in order to, which is even just thinking back on this now, for all of the other responsibilities that I had, in order for you to justify still working here and making the money that you're making, you have to do this as well, which was never my desire. Because again, for probably about 12 years straight, Miss Jerry Tolliver was like, why don't you do a show? You need to be on air. Why don't you do a show? You should go on air. You should, here, we got a new spot coming up. Why don't you take that spot? Hey, we got a spot here. Why don't you take that? Okay, so why don't you just do a weekend show? You really need to do a show. And I'm like, no. Just because it was never my desire. It was never my desire. So I just did it because they told me to do it. But I so much preferred the behind the scenes stuff. I really did. I know that was a long way to go to answer that question. Shahara drinks pineapple juice mixed with water every day. It has great health benefits. Yeah, that's why you drink it. LaDonna says she heard that about the pineapple juice. Don't know if it's true. Brenda says pineapple and fresh ginger. I don't eat ginger. Maybe I'll eat some ginger. Have you invited anybody else's mama over to the house since yesterday? No, Mrs. Livingston didn't like that. She didn't like that. Myosha says, oh my God, me and Mr. Jones were talking about gender roles related to work last night. He said he'd feel like a loser, bum without a job. Yeah. Mrs. Livingston is a real one. Yes, she is. But I'll tell you, even with that, and I knew she had me. I knew when she said it, like, she kind of like me in that we don't just say stuff to make the other one feel good. Like, if she said to me, you feel like doing this, and she says this to me a lot. You feel like doing so-and-so? And I say, no, I don't feel like doing it, but if it's something you want to do, I'm willing to do it. And somebody would listen to that and be like, oh, that's just such a horrible thing to say. I'm just being honest. It's actually, I think it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Cause I'm not going to lie and be like, oh yeah, I really want to go to the Maple Fest. She's never asked me to go to the Maple Fest. I don't even know what that is. But I'm not going to pretend like that. But if you want to go, baby, let's go. Let's go. I know I'm going to have a good time because I'm with you. But if you asking me, would I rather sit here and watch Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals or go to the Maple Fest? I sure as hell rather sit here and watch Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals. But if you want me to go to the Maple Fest with you, I will go. She's the same way. So she wouldn't have said I got you if she didn't have me. At the same time, she was she ain't had to pay no bills either, because it has just worked out that way. So, yeah. Nat says, I've been laid off before, so I know the feeling for real. Yeah. No, Terrence said, you heard I was coming back and you said, I'm out of this bitch. No, not at all, Terrence. I'm still mad because they took about 6 months to get you in, which didn't make any sense. They should have all your stuff was still there. You've been vetted. They should have just been like, well, we got the okay to hire him. Do we really have to go through all of this other stuff? Just so you know, Terrence Howard, we wanted, Lincoln and myself, we put together a plan to make the radio station run a little better. It would have run better for me. It would have run better for him. And you know, I think we would have both thoroughly enjoyed it. So me and Lincoln hatched the plan, and we got the okay on the plan. A big piece of that plan was Terrence Howard coming in and being one of the technical producers. I call them technical producers, not board op, because they do more than just operate the board. All that technical stuff on the other side that need to happen, they're responsible for it. That's why I call them technical producers, because everything that's supposed to happen happens because of them, or doesn't happen because of them. So he was supposed to come in and be one of the new technical producer a good 6 months before they got rid of me. And Lincoln and I were really excited. We were really excited about it. And I'm like, all right, Terrence, we can hire him. It's good. Like, all right. And he did all the paperwork. They like, we got his paperwork. Now, keep in mind, Terrence had worked there before. They eliminated his position. So he didn't get fired because he did something wrong or anything like that. You know, sometimes they just like, you know what? We've got enough automated things in the works and we've got enough people and we downsizing. I'm sorry, but we're going to have to let you go. We just don't have a position for you. And Terrence was one of those guys. And they even told him, or at least he told me, so I wasn't in the room. Look, you are eligible to come back if a position becomes available, blah, blah, blah. You can come back. You don't have to go through all of the stuff anybody else would have to go through. You good. So I'm like, Terrence, I talked to him. Terrence was like, I'm down. I think Lincoln talked to him. He was like, I'm down. I'm like, cool, Terrence. What about hiring Terrence? We, we got his paperwork. Oh, when can we hire him? Oh, we'll let you know. It's been another week. When can we hire him? Oh, we'll let you know. It's been a month. When can we hire him? Oh, we'll let you know. It's been 2 months. When can we hire him? Oh, we'll let you know. Like, what are we waiting on? He's already vetted, right? Yeah, he's vetted. Background check. That's all that stuff is done, right? Oh, yeah, it's all done. So when can we hire him? Oh, we'll let you know. Another month passed. What are we waiting on? When can we hire him? Oh, we'll let you know. What is going on? It just took forever. And then they like, well, are you going to take that vaccine? I'm like, oh, man, I was all excited about working with Terrence again and putting this plan together. And now I'm not taking the vaccine. So I think they hired Terrence after they fired me. Like, he wasn't back. Terrence, if I'm wrong, correct me. But they brought you back after they fired me. We didn't overlap at all during that. So it wasn't like you was back for 2 days and then they fired me. It was like, Emanuel gone. And then like a week or two later, all right, we're bringing Terrence in. So that was the most disappointing part to me. Because y'all don't know Terrence. Y'all hear some of the stuff. Terrence is a good dude. And I thoroughly enjoyed working with Chad. If I could get Chad, Daryl, and Terrence all back together, I had the most fun, I don't want to say of my life, but we had a amazing time while working. So I was really looking forward to that. Let's see. Maya says she told her man that if anything happened where he lost his job, she wouldn't think of him as a loser bum. And he said, that's because I know he's a hustler who, no matter what, who would always have a job. All right. Living buzz was a blessing in disguise. Yeah. It was. Let me see. I'm really behind. Tony says he misses the afternoon experience. Y'all made it fun. I did have fun doing it. Shahara says, don't make me post a link showing the benefits of drinking water and pineapple juice. I already know the benefits. I already told y'all. COVID is like the common cold now. They just wanted to get rid of you. No, it wasn't that. It was a policy that I had kind of skirted around for a while. I might talk about how I skirted the policy it felt like I skirted the policy for like a year, because they fired some people like a year before they fired me for the exact same thing. Hold on, I got a call coming in. Let me do this. Stop doing all of that. Jason.
You know I'm calling.
Bro, you must not have been listening. I just finished saying I'm making some adjustments to my press, and that you will have
hold on, wait. When I call, I can't hear the show because I listen on my phone.
No. I said it earlier in the show. I'm making some adjustments to my press, and that you will have those shirts next week. And I said it live on the air, so I got to be held to it. But that ain't really what hold me to it. I'm just telling you.
I was going to say, because you said you was going to call me live on the air, too, but that didn't happen. That's not why I'm calling.
Oh, well, then why you calling?
I called because I had to throw in a no homo on that comment you said when you was like, I'm delicious, pause.
Well, I wasn't talking about, but I'm telling you what I was told by women.
And I'm just saying,
there's nothing
homosexual. There's nothing in there to cover you.
You don't have to throw a no homo in there when it's women telling you that.
But I mean, at the time, somebody could hear that and not know. So I'm just, throwing it out there. No homo.
Okay. That was it.
I forgot. It wasn't today. It was something about the police you were talking about, and now I can't remember. So I guess I don't even know why I called.
I was the only thing I think I've said about the police lately was yesterday when they was yelling at the dude to walk backwards and don't look at my face and all of that nonsense.
Yeah. If you gotta do, that's what. Yeah, if you gotta do all that, you can't. You shouldn't be a cop. Like, you shouldn't have to cuss to maintain control of the situation. Like, you might have to yell at some people because their head's a little thick. But if you gotta cuss and do all that extra stuff, they should just go ahead and take your badge and show you the video on your exit. Like, we firing you, and this is why. Like, you just don't have composure. Like, how are you gonna police people and you can't police your own emotions?
But they are taught that. Like, that is a police tactic. They are taught that in the academy. So it's not like, oh, you have to do that to maintain control. It's like, yeah, good job. You did exactly what we taught you to do. That is a legit police tactic.
I didn't know they was. Well, then they should be ashamed of themselves and stop teaching that. And I'm with you. Like, I'm not getting on the ground. I'm not doing all that. Like, I'll cooperate right up until the point you think I'm going to get on the ground like an animal. I'll pass on that.
See, I would get on the ground. I don't have a problem with, get on the ground. I'm not, doing the hokey pokey, put your left foot in. Now take your left foot out. Put your left foot in. Now shake it all about. Turn around. I'm not doing all of that. I'm going to put my hands up.
Okay.
And then if need be, I'll get on the ground and allow you to cuff me and subdue me. But I'm not doing all that other stuff.
I'm surprised you would get on the ground. I take issue with the get on the ground thing. Like, if I'm not being combative and I'm willing to be handcuffed, like, I'm not laying on the ground like a dog or a doormat. And you see what happens when you get on the ground. Like, they just dive on you and you all defenseless. I'm not getting on the ground.
I understand the mindset behind that, but I don't know. I guess I've seen enough. Even if you don't get on the ground, they're going to slam you to the ground.
Then we really fight.
Because again,
that's when I'm in trouble.
Because again, they're taught this in the academy. They're taught to slam people on the ground. They say they don't teach them to punch people, but you can't convince me. They don't teach them to slam you on the ground and sock you in the face, even if you're not resisting. Like, that's what we do.
That gets under my skin that somebody Like you would try, like, because all my police interactions, even the ones that were negative, like I've never been like get on the ground. Like no, absolutely not. Like I will cooperate fully. I won't move. You can grab me. I won't budge from this spot if you say not to do that. But I'm not getting on the ground, and you not slamming me either. We fighting. I guess I'm gonna be one of them niggas getting shot. They gonna have reason to shoot me because we fighting. I just can't. Like I guess it's in my nature not to just stand there and be slammed around like a child. Like, well, I'm not saying it's gonna work out the best for me, but I'm not gonna die on the ground and people will be like, "Man, he wasn't even fighting. He didn't have to die."
Well, I hope that I hope you would change your mind. Maybe, hopefully, you're never in that situation. But hopefully, if you are, you'll change your mind and just be more cooperative in terms of just get on the ground. Especially if you know that's where they want, because if that's where they want you eventually, trust me, that's where they're going to put you. And your resistance, or even, because you don't even have to be resistant. If somebody trying to slam you, just the idea that you want to take your hands and break your fall can be misconstrued as resistance. And it's really not. It's just your natural reflexes. So maybe it's a better thing to do just to get on the ground.
Yeah, if I was coming from work, but if I'm all buttered up and looking nice and shiny,
oh my God, you worried about your clothes?
Yeah, I didn't pay for these clothes to be on the ground. Like that is just all right. Let's take it out of that aspect. I'm just being silly. I find it disrespectful. You want me to get on the ground like an animal or a dog or garbage? Like,
look, I agree with you.
We don't have to go there.
I understand it. I agree with you. But from my perspective, it's just knowing that that's what's gonna potentially happen if you don't go ahead and do that.
Well, hopefully I can keep my long life streak of not getting into scuffles with the police going, and we don't have to find out.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so.
But that's all I wanted today.
All right, Jason, I appreciate your call.
All right.
All right, that's Jason. And Wyatt, I see. Why you always picking on me, Wyatt? Why you always picking on me? I have called Jason. We have spoken. And I will call him again. I just, stuff be coming up. Like, I was going to tell him I call him today, but I know as soon as I get off the air, I have somewhere on Fridays that I'm supposed to be at 5. I'm not getting off the air till 5, so I'm rushing to get there. And then I'll be there till about 8:30. And then I got a couple things I have to do, and then I get home at around 9:15-ish, and I just collapse into the recliner. Sit the phone down somewhere. Why you always picking on me, Wyatt? Why you always picking on me? I don't understand. I thought we was cool, too. Wyatt, no, I'm just teasing him. I have to say it because, it's people. Oh, he don't like Wyatt. Oh, they beefing now. So, no, we not. Daryl said it does seem like the buzz was changing the programming format every election cycle. They were trying to figure out what worked. See, here was what was happening, and I'll try to do this super quick. What was happening was when we were just talk, I think we were making some money, but not a lot of money, because a lot of people that was there were making a nice amount of money. Like Lincoln was making a nice amount of money among other people who were making a nice amount of money. And again, you got to pay a lot of people, and especially if you paying them a lot of money, that's a lot of money. So then once they was like, you know what, forget this talk format, it's not a money maker. Then they like, well, what worked? Okay, let's try gospel. They thought that would be a money maker. Like, oh, that's not making money either. Well, what if we try, I forget, we did some hybrid thing, and then we did gospel again, and then we did soul. And now soul was working. But the reason why they switched and stopped soul was a sacrificial lamb for 100.3 is my understanding. It said we were pulling too many people from 100.3 who were listening to the old, Motown and classic soul. We were pulling too many people from that station. Like legit, because we were still doing ratings at that point. Legit, there were times of the day where we beat 100.3 and we was battling with the Wiz. So the soul was a legit good format, but they were like, but it's cannibalizing another station. And because that station has a stronger signal and, is already more established and has advertisers, we need to cut this off. We'll go ahead and put that music over there, figure out how to do it, and leave that alone. And then we'll move you guys back to talk. So that was they moved us back to, I think they moved us to gospel. And what they are now, that kind of hybrid gospel talk thing. So that was what that was, trying to figure out what would work and make money. That's what that was. It wasn't about the election. It did happen to coincide a lot with the election season, but that wasn't why they did it. Hold on, let's see. Anything else? But Terrence is vaccinated. I believe he is. I don't know of a Daryl. It's not important. Trust me, Daryl was a good dude. He was there. He was Rare Groove, I believe is what he went by, Rare Groove. And he was good. So what would it take for you to get the COVID vax? It's going to take probably about another at least 6-7 years. In 6-7 years, if it's still, a big deal, and I'm watching all of the people who have been vaccinated and they not just like dropping dead of heart attacks and stuff no more, then I'll consider it. But as it stands right now, I feel like people are like, I'm not going to say it because people, it sounds insensitive, but I think we know somebody who was otherwise exceptionally healthy. Matter of fact, I know the brother was working out because he had on his ascot while he was doing it, but he was otherwise healthy. And just out of nowhere, this man in his early 50s just died like that. This fully vaccinated man in his early 50s just died. Could it have been just, everybody's got a time? Sure, it could have been. But it could have also been, he was vaccinated. And it messed up his heart. So, I don't know. So I'm waiting. And I'll see what happens. A lot of people miss that brother. He was a staple in talk radio in Cincinnati. Y'all know him. And just out of nowhere, I get the call, he dead. What? What happened? So, I don't know. Valerie want to know what the hell going on. I don't know what you're talking about, Valerie. We just talking. When is Jason gonna realize he ain't never calling? Just do me so wrong. About me being delicious. I've been told that. Let's see. Jason got the moped, the tree in the backyard, the engine and the transmission in front of him. No, he'll have his shirts next week. That's super simple. But again, I want to align my press. The trees are down. I don't know what you're talking about. Trees been down. It's not an engine. It's a transmission. I'm not replacing the engine. I'm doing the transmission. So don't be a hater, Ben. Don't be a hater. It's talking about Jason. Yeah, I would suggest cooperate to the extent that you're willing to cooperate, I guess. Again, I'm not moving. You can't look at this and say, "Oh, he's reaching." No, he ain't reaching. He ain't reaching. But slide to the left, slide to the right. Charlie Brown. You know what I'm saying? I'm not Charlie Browning for you. I'm not Charlie Browning for you. First, I don't even know how to do the damn Charlie Brown. But secondly, even if I did, I'm not here to dance for you. But I'm not going to do anything that could be misconstrued as a threatening move. Not going to do it. Tony says, I agree with the caller. I think you meant sick. I'm sick of police telling us to get on the ground. To me, it's a form of intimidation, especially when I'm already giving cooperation with their commands. I understand, but again, they teach them that way. They teach them, get on the ground. Get on the ground. You hear them like, get on the ground. Get on the effing ground, Just get on the ground. Get on the ground. Because if you're not, they're going to come and slam you on the ground. And in the process of being slammed to the ground, you're going to want to, because they got your hand, you're going to want to try to break your fall. Now you're resisting because you're pulling away. Just get on the ground. Do it the easy way. Do it the easy way. But look, I'm not here to judge you. I understand. Lincoln ate up the cap. Well, towards the end, yeah. And I'm sure he eating up the cap now. He got mad at somebody the other day because they was like, Lincoln, you make. And, no, man, you telling you what I make. And then you just gonna believe what he made. You say I make. Look. Lincoln makes a lot of money. So, I'm gonna tell you how I know this. And if y'all ask him, if he's honest, which he ain't always honest, but if he's being honest with y'all, he'll tell y'all I'm not lying. Some years ago, we had a HR person or whoever the person was in charge of payroll. They accidentally emailed payroll to everybody in the company. They emailed everybody in the company, or at least in the market, how much everybody else makes. So everybody saw the email. That's how I know how much money Lincoln Ware was making. And I was Jesus. So, he don't know how much money I make. Ask him. At some point, Lincoln Ware, did somebody email payroll to everybody in the market? And he gonna have to admit, yeah, they did, but that don't mean he know how much I make. Yeah, it do. It do. He saw it, bro. He saw it. Oh, she got fired, by the way. The one who accidentally emailed the payroll to everybody in the company, she got fired. But that was how I knew how much money everybody made. Let me see. Let's scroll. Gospel really ain't a money maker in this market. It could be. Gospel could be a money maker in this market. If Radio 1 really got behind it and decided to do it the right way, it could be a money maker in this market. They would have to spend a little bit of money. They would have to do what they tell other people to do. They would have to spend a little money advertising so that people knew there's a gospel station here, a FM gospel station, Radio 1 in the market, and they would have to do some other things, outreach and stuff like that. They could turn it into a moneymaker in this market. But they don't want to do what they tell other people to do. You got to spend money to make money. They just want to make the money. They don't want to spend the money. You know how they tell you, well, if you want people to come to your business, you got to advertise. Well, if you want people to listen to your station, you got to advertise. Where are the billboards? I see 700 billboards. I see big country billboards. I see billboards for radio stations around Cincinnati. I don't see them for the Radio 1 stations. You got to spend money to make money. So they have to do what they telling other people that they have to do. And they're not willing to do it. But it could be a moneymaker. It really could. Andre say, did that St. Jude money run out today? Lincoln is a good salesman. I wonder if they tried to pull white people's heartstrings for the money with their campaign. Yes, they do the radiothon on white stations, on black stations, all over the country. Lincoln don't get no extra money for St. Jude. Lincoln hates the St. Jude, the day that they do St. Jude. He hates it. He hates it. Not that he hates St. Jude. He just feel like it's an imposition on his show. He don't like it. But he does it because he's a professional in some areas. So he does it, but he don't like it. But no, he don't make no money off of St. Jude. That's all. He cares about the cause. The people there care about the cause. And that St. Jude Day is always about St. Jude. Now, Lincoln has always been like, he don't want it to take over his show. He want to do the show. And I used to always be like, nah, bro, this is St. Jude. He always hated it. But no, he don't get no extra money for St. Jude. It's for the kids. Thank you, Terrence. Terrence says, man, you programmed the hell out of Soul 101.5. And you know the pushback that I got on that. Oh, this crazy. How do you get pushback when your ratings, you fighting with the Wiz? Like, y'all don't understand. Like, the Wiz been the #1 black radio station for I don't know how long. We were a low power AM station and the low power FM station, and our numbers was right up there with theirs. So, but then they take that music off. I didn't tell you to put that music on. It was the good music. I'm trying to put on good music. Took away, more than half of the music that I put on? Y'all don't understand the frustrations with programming. Let me just move on. But thank you, Terrence. Can they get other talk shows besides Sharpton? Look, here's why they got Sharpton. And why Sharpton gonna be there till Sharpton leave. They already pay Sharpton to do the show. They already pay him to do the show. So why have a dude that you pay to do a talk show and not put him on your talk station? That's money they don't have to pay for content. It's a show there. They not gonna not do that. Now, I thought they should have gave Raven, the 3 to 5 spot? Or actually what I thought they should have did was did Lincoln, did Sharpton, then did Raven live, give her 2 or 3 hours. And then replay, since I knew that was what they were going to do. I don't know why they didn't give that show to Raven. The Bad Boys of the Buzz was the best. The Bad Boys of the Buzz was fun. That was fun. And I was J Love. If it wasn't for J Love, excuse me. Actually, if it wasn't for Nate, then Jay wouldn't have probably let me on. But Nate he never let me be on his show. But he's the one who gave me the freedom doing his show, not just to be push that button, turn that commercial on when it's time to turn it. Be creative over there and do whatever it is that you want to do. Just as long as it adds something to the show. So he allowed me to do that. I like to say Jay saw that and saw that creativity. And then Jay said, all the stuff that you're doing for Nate's show, do the same stuff for my show. And then one day we were having a conversation. He was like, why don't you say that on the air? And so then, kind of a few other things happened. But out of that, it was the fact that Jay was comfortable giving all of us who ended up participating in the Bad Boys the freedom to just be us. There was no direction. You gonna be this person, you gonna be that person. He did a great job of choosing who was gonna be on the show and then giving us the freedom to just be who we were. We butted heads sometimes, but that's all the process. But I enjoyed doing the Bad Boys. That was fun. LaDonna says, I'm not touching that vaccine. I believe that's what killed my guy. I'm not sure who you're talking about, but I believe that killed people too. Myosa says, I don't know anyone who's taken the vaccine that died instantly or non-instantly. I don't know what that means. I'm not saying he died like the vaccine, the shot. Oh, my heart. I'm not saying that way. I'm just saying he died. And it never sat right with me. He didn't just, but it could have been just, it was his time. But I don't feel like that. I don't feel like that. No, not Dr. Odell Owens. This person was a frequent caller to like every talk show in the city of Cincinnati and some outside. Jay says, my uncle was healthy as hell, 51 years old, and died of a heart attack after he got the shot. And I'm not saying that's the reason. I don't know that to be the reason, but I suspect it might have played a part. Man, you're waiting for the vaccine zombie apocalypse. I'm telling you, I believe it might happen. I don't think I know who that was, who was a staple in talk radio, but then died from taking the vaccine. And say he died from taking the vaccine. He just suddenly died. He happened to be fully vaccinated and otherwise healthy, and then just suddenly died. And I be hearing stories about how the vaccine's affecting people's hearts. And I believe it's possible that might have been what happened to this brother. And I'm not going to say his name, but some of y'all know who I'm talking about. Just think of who you know that just suddenly dropped dead that used to call every talk radio station and show in Cincinnati. But out of nowhere, just suddenly dropped dead. And called on a regular basis. If you think about it. No, not Ethan. Ethan died, my understanding is, of the coronavirus. Ron might be on to something. What about that boiler? Yeah, the boiler's still out there. I'm going to just say it's still out there. But I got a plan for the boiler. That's right. Scratch the tree. Why y'all always trying to come for me? Quote of the day: I'm not Charlie Browning for you. I'm not. Let me see. Scroll. I got to get a new mouse. I need a new monitor and a new mouse. I think a Power Surge got this monitor, and this is just an old mouse. I got to get a new mouse. Let me see. I'm scrolling. I'm looking at comments. Why do they keep going back? Oh no, LaDonna. I'm so sorry. Who was your boyfriend? He has a movie theater in his house. Lincoln is paid. Look, Lincoln only live in that house because Lincoln want to live in that house. Lincoln got enough money to like have a really nice house with a really nice theater in it. Million is, believe it or not, he a little on the frugal side. I don't know if he think he gonna outlive, 10, 12 million dollars. Like, bro, you 79 years old. You better start spending that money. Yeah, the payroll person was fired. Yes. Pamela says, how many years ago was it? This was a number of years ago. And I know he's gotten raises since this. This had to be 12 years ago. This had to be 12 years ago. And Lincoln redoes his contract like what, every 3 years or something like that. And every 3 years he's getting raises. And he was in the 200 something thousand dollars, 12, 15 years ago, whenever this was. He was in the 200 something thousand dollars. So, yeah. Veronica says, same here, man. I will continue to refuse any mRNA vaccine as I know of 3 deaths and 3 injuries in the last 6 months. Lincoln got all types of side hustles too, though. Right. And that stuff wasn't even included in his salary. Like his endorsements. When you want Lincoln to come do a party, Lincoln ain't coming to your party for free. You paying Lincoln to come to your party. Lincoln ain't getting up there announcing, Bill Cosby, come on, Bill, come on. He ain't doing that for free. You paying Lincoln to do that. So yeah, Lincoln got a lot of side hustles. I don't knock him for them because he gets those because he's Lincoln. And I give Lincoln a hard time about being, I say sellout. He not really a sellout. He believe in all of the stuff he's saying. But I give Lincoln a hard time for some of his positions and stuff like that. And how he chummy, buddy with everybody. And everybody is his good friend. And he kiss butt and all of that kind of stuff. All of that is true. I'm not taking any of it back. I say it to his face. So I'm not talking behind his back. So you can go and you can say, Lincoln, your little buddy, your little hater was on his show talking about you kiss butt. He gonna act mad. But I done told him to his face, bro, you be kissing butt. But I'm actually not saying that as a knock to him. I'm saying that but that's why people want to advertise with him. You know what I'm saying? You kiss Elmer's butt, Elmer wants you to sell his sausage. That didn't sound good. Elmer is the Queen City sausage guy. So if you know what I'm saying, buddy with Elmer gonna be like, hey, people like you. Why don't you sell sausage for me? Next thing you know, he's talking about Queen City sausage. If you buddy with, this person from the Life Center, then hey, why don't you advertise the Life Center and you pay for an endorsement? If you buddy with the funeral dude, hey, why don't you know what I'm saying, sell some caskets for me? And that's just the way it's done. Again, I don't have that personality. So that's why I don't hate on Lincoln for his endorsement. You got to have a certain personality to get all of those endorsements. Yes, Angela, he talks about put that sausage in his mouth and it just explode in his mouth. It just explode in your mouth. Just all the juices just come squirting out in your mouth. Just, this Queen City sausage is the best. Yeah. I couldn't do that. So yeah, he earns his money. And that's on top of the whole lot of other money that he earns now. I just got a message about, I'm supposed to be there now. Yo, I got to get ready to get out of here. Let me see. Let me scroll through these real quick. Janice says the one who carries the proverbial ball should get paid the most. Well, technically, I was the one carrying the proverbial ball. I was the one doing everything, making everything. But I'm not saying I should have been paid the most. He was the most visible. I was the one doing all of the work, technically. But I'm still not hating on him. Like, I'm not saying he didn't deserve the money that he made, because he did. And he does. So, that's just the truth. See, I can be honest and not ride his job. I'll just tell the truth. Damn, you do have a leaky roof. I hear rain over there. That's the rain falling off of there's a little, what do they call it? The wall, that retaining wall. That's the water coming down the retaining wall and is going down into the drain on our side of that wall. That's what you're hearing. In some areas, that's true. Again, none of this stuff is stuff that having, like, going to breaks on time. That's not professional. Talking with your mouth full while on air, that's not professional. You know what I'm saying? It's a number of things that he does that's not professional, but he is really professional in a number of areas. Yeah. Come on. Again, I just be being honest. I ain't ride nobody job, and I'm not hating on nobody. I just tell the truth. You ever turned on the Rachel Maddow show and she was coming back from break? There's Rachel Maddow show. No, you ain't never did that. That's professional. The opposite of that, not professional. So come on, I just be telling the truth. It's not hate. It's not shade. It's just truth. So Lincoln hates the kids. Lincoln don't hate the kids. He just hated that take away from his show. He really do care. He care about y'all. He care about y'all. And he like, people don't want to listen to this. They want to hear the show. They just want to hear the show. And then we playing all of the gospel music and all this sad stuff. And He don't want to do it because he know y'all don't want to hear it. But he do it because he knows what he's supposed to do. He do it because he know when it's supposed to be done. E-Man, what's up with this delicious crap? I mean, you don't need to know. It's not for you. It's not for you. And look, fellas, men, guys, if you hear a man say, the women say that he's delicious, you don't even have to think about it no more. It's not for you. If you get so distracted because a man says that women say that he's delicious, and you sitting there thinking, ooh, how do he taste? You might need to check yourself. The delicious comment was not for you. Just don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Okay? They want LeGrande to do better. Yes. I didn't say it to cover. I wasn't trying to cover nothing. I'll just be being honest. Y'all want me to not be honest? Okay, I'll just say positive things. And I figured when y'all start asking me this stuff, y'all want the real scoop. So I make the mistake of giving y'all the real scoop. I apologize. I won't do that anymore. I'll only say positive things. No, Sharpton doesn't get paid out of Cincinnati. So no, his salary was not on that list. Tillery was good for the brief stint he did. Tillery caused me all kind of problems. I like Tillery. I like the what he was trying to do. I thought what he was trying to do was unsustainable, what he tried to do in the beginning. Like he wanted to, like every day have a different guest on to give a different, and that lasted for, actually a little bit longer than I thought it would. But just because I've been doing this or have been doing this for 20 something years, I know that's not sustainable. So then when you don't have a guest and you don't have a hot topic, you still got to talk and you got to try to make it engaging. And I think that was a little more difficult for him. And I think he was trying to not be as Dwight as I thought he should have been. I thought he should have just been Dwight. Be fiery about the stuff that you fiery about. And then he started, and I guess nobody had really told him, but he would be playing TED Talks. We can't play TED Talks on the air. And at least once, he wanted to play like a T.D. Jakes sermon. Like, you can't play T.D. Jakes sermon on the air. You can't do that. You gotta talk. So that just required a lot more. And he was still very busy and very active. And I think it required a lot more preparation time. So, I think that was why, he had to just kind of let it go. That's why he kind of had to let it go. But I did think he brought a whole lot to the radio. And I think if he would have had maybe a little bit more time to do different things, then he would have been really good at it. And more, I don't want to say more comfortable being him, because I don't think he wasn't him, but more comfortable, like, I don't have to, be likable. I got information that I want to give to the people. But I did. I liked Mr. Tillery. Ron says he missed the whole show. What did he miss? You ain't missed nothing, Ron. You ain't missed nothing. Daryl missed those days. J Love, Nate Livingston, Sister Speak, Edna Howe Parrish. She was doing Straight Talk. The Primetime Sports Show. I was about to say Gene Griffin. That's the dude with Teddy Riley. He didn't do a show. Gene Galvin. Zoe did a show for a while. Big Daddy did it. Just all of that stuff. I remember all of that stuff. I had a great time doing a whole lot of that stuff. Let me see. Jay says Glenn, just out of nowhere, he just died. He was a healthy dude. He was fully vaccinated. Wonder what happened. Terrence says, man, you inspired me to work behind the scenes at the Buzz. True story. That's interesting. Let's see. Scroll, because I got to get out of here. Either water leaking in your basement or you got a water fountain down there. I told y'all I got this window over here, but I'm sure you sent that before I explained it. It's the water coming off the retaining wall that's going down into the, it runs down the back of the sidewalk, and there's a drain that it goes into that sits right here behind me. So that's what y'all hearing. I don't know what that means. If Jay predicted the year of the religious crackhead, I don't know what that means. Let me see. Tony says, not Charlie Brown is just like not getting on the ground, man. No, it's different. It's different. I'm not going to go this way, then go this way, back up, half step, now take a 4-step. You didn't say mother may I, and all of that kind of stuff. Look, my hands is up. I'm not a threat. And if need be, you keep asking me to do stuff, I'm just lay on the ground with my hands out to the side. You can't say I'm making a motion to do anything. All you can really do is come and get me. But if you try to, if I get on the ground, I'm not going to get on the ground. Get on the ground, I'm not going to get on the ground. They're going to come and slam me. I'm going to try to do. So there's a whole lot of room there for them to say, you were resisting. You were this, you were that. You can't even say I'm resisting when I'm laid out on the ground like this. So it's different. It's different. Let me see. I gotta scroll through. If you look up Lincoln name on Google, it say he worth $10 million. Do you think that's true? I think it's probably more than that now. I think it's probably more than that now. 200K plus a year. Damn, you just ended Mr. Weir on Live podcast. No, he been that for years. He been that for years. Well, they knocked his salary back a little bit, and he took a pay cut for, like, this is the truth. I'm not saying this again. I'm you know what I'm saying? I'm not a jock rider. But Mr. Weir's, he's selfish sometimes, but sometimes he's not. And when they told him they was going to have to get rid of people, well, not just told him, but the company was going to get rid of people if people didn't take a pay cut. And they didn't force him to take the pay cut. And he agreed to take a significant pay cut for a few years, actually, to keep people working locally. So I'm not hating on Lincoln. I like Lincoln. I just be telling the truth. Let me see. E-Man, I got a 32-inch Samsung Curve monitor, brand new. You can have if you would like it. Sure, I would love it. I needed, again, this one, I didn't have it plugged into the surge protector here. I just got it plugged into the little box, like the little power strip that don't have a surge protector on it. So this one is fried, even though technically it's still working, but it's got this pink hue to it. So everything looks horribly pink. So yeah, send me, I'll send you a message and see if we can connect on that. My examples are getting more and more problematic. I'm telling you, that's what Lincoln used to say that. Lincoln used to say that when he was selling sausage. He did. I didn't make that up. He said it. Those are words that he used himself. Kim says it's nasty raining out here. Be careful. Yeah, that was what they texted me about. Apparently the place that I have to be at 12 minutes ago was flooded, and there's another entrance it's flooding, and there's another entrance that they want me to use. So I got that text. Yeah, I got to get out of here. I am late. Mayosa says you can't only say positive things. It's not in my DNA. Yeah, it might be true. That might be true. I just have to be honest. I just tell the truth. I forgot about John Schlagetter. Y'all know, I think he still hates me. Quick story. I don't know that I've ever told this story. I might have, because I just be telling stories. Quick story. John Schlagetter, he was a white guy, and he happened to be gay. And he was running for council, and he came in, and the Bad Boys of the Buzz, we were doing our council series, where we were interviewing all of the candidates for council, and it was like 30-something of them that year. But everybody who was willing to come, they came in, and they interviewed. And, you know, we asked them questions and everything. And John Schlagetter actually did a good job. He did a good job. And it was an interesting thing. Well, after that, he was invited to become one of the Bad Boys of the Buzz. And he accepted. And he came in and he was one of the Bad Boys of the Buzz. Well, he and Nate, my brother, didn't get along. They did not get along. And y'all know how people do. People try to take that stuff out on me. But I thought we had a decent, working relationship. And he was there for a while, months, if not over a year, as a member of the Bad Boys of the Buzz, and everything was all good. And then Nate had gotten fired. That's a whole nother story. But so one day he decided that he gonna basically take shots at me because Nate got fired. And this was not too long after Nate had gotten fired. So he gonna take shots at me because Nate got fired. And he did it like almost the whole show. And I was like, this dude keep coming for me. And I remember saying to Jay, like, bro, he keep coming for me. I'm gonna have to respond. Like, I'm trying to be professional. You know what I'm saying? You might want to have a talk with this mug, because I'm going to have to respond. So he kept doing it. And he was on air, doing all of this stuff. Just taking little shots. He would be taking shots at Nate, but they were directed at me, like it was intended to upset me. Like Nate had gotten arrested because, he got arrested behind some stuff and then some stuff with Lucan and all that kind of stuff. Nate had gotten arrested and he just kept saying stuff and he kept saying stuff. And it was just like out of pocket stuff that had nothing to do with what we were talking about. And to understand the way the setup was, I sat behind them. Like they're, J Love is facing this way. Well, they're facing J Love. And of course, I'm behind them facing this way. So in order, they had to make sure that he knew he was talking to me. When he would say stuff, he would turn around and look at me and say it. And I'm like, this dude, he just won't stop. He just won't stop. So in one of the breaks, I think Nate had fell behind on his child support or something like that because he was in jail. So he had missed a child support payment or something. And he's sitting there talking about, a real man pays child support. A real man don't miss his child support, blah, blah, blah. And he had done it like a number of times. So on this break, he decides to go into this thing about a real man don't miss his child support. And I had told Jay, like, get him, bro. You better get him. But Jay didn't get him. So right before we come back, I'm in control of the buttons. And he keep talking about what a real man do. And I say, well, I was under the impression that a real man, excuse my language, don't get fucked in the ass by another man. If you want to talk about what a real man do, that's what I thought. And the look on his face was priceless. And then I pointed and said, we're back. He was silent the rest of the show. Absolutely silent the rest of the show. And he didn't want to say nothing else. And then I believe like maybe the next week he resigned. And I'm like, it's not like, why do people come for me? Like, so I think he still hate me, I think he still hate me. But he brought that on himself. I didn't want to say it. I really wanted Jay to be like, John, why don't you just let it go? We get it. You don't like Nate, but you keep digging at him. Why? Just stop. So, I don't know. And I hate to do that. I hate to do stuff like that. But he just wouldn't stop. LaDonna says, wow, was he gay? Yes. Very gay. Yes, he was gay. And again, I knew, you know what I'm saying? I knew it would bother him. But I try to give him a shot. That's why I be trying to tell y'all, people don't have to go at people. People don't have to go at people like that. And you let him get his shots in and they just don't stop. You want to talk about what a real man is. All of that is subjective. So I don't know. I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here. See, I feel bad even telling the story because I never want to do that to people. But people just won't stop. People just won't stop. But all right, y'all. I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I am 19 minutes late. It's going to take me 20 minutes to get over there. So I'm like 40 minutes late for something I'm supposed to be at 5 o'clock. And I blame every single one of y'all. Let me do this. Enjoy y'all week. Because I won't be in next week. Enjoy next week. I got a lot of stuff to do. See, that's one of the, I'm going to be doing this next week. Not this. But I got to get the daggone boiler out the back. I got to get the car out. I got to... I'll be working all next week. Mrs. Livingston got me working day and night. So that'll be next week. It's not a vacation. I'll work harder next week than when I come on here. So everybody, enjoy your weekend. Enjoy your week next week. Until next time, it's been the Afternoon Experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I'm out, y'all. Peace. And the ladies say I am delicious.